What's up everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today I'm here with another pregnancy update for week 36. So I am 36 weeks and 5 days pregnant today, which means the clock is ticking. We are basically in our window to start watching for signs of early labor. It feels great to finally be at the end, knowing that within a few weeks she will finally be here. I don't know if you notice in the background some things look pretty different because I've been preparing to share the room and get all of her stuff organized. So before we jump into it, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up to help it gain some traffic. And let's go ahead and get started. So like I said, today is Thursday, August 22nd, and I am 36 weeks and 5 days pregnant. I'll go ahead and start with like the physical body symptoms. The first one I'm going to get out of the way because it's a little bit TMI, and I haven't really talked about it much because it's just gross and like I don't think anybody really wants to hear too much about it. But one of the biggest things when you're pregnant is like your cervical discharge, and it's disgusting, especially when it's like super hot outside. But that has certainly increased. That part is just like really annoying because not only does it feel gross, but like when you're super sweaty outside and it's just like ugh. But that's one of the top physical things. I'm sorry again if that's TMI. Another thing that I've been experiencing, which is very similar to my pregnancy with Aubrey, is like nausea and morning sickness, except it's not just in the morning. I had it really bad in my last trimester and in my last few weeks with Aubrey. I wouldn't say it's really bad right now, but it is noticeable. I'm nauseous first thing in the morning until I eat, but then throughout the day I'll kind of go through these spells, and I have actually gotten sick I think just once or twice, so it's really not bad. Like today I feel perfectly fine. I've been trying to stay even more hydrated, especially as labor approaches, because that's really important just to help keep things as smooth as possible. You really don't want to be hooked up to an IV for hydration, especially if you're going for like a home birth or a birth center birth like I am. It kind of defeats the whole purpose of not being hooked up to any IVs for anything. And that certainly does help the more hydrated I am, except if I drink water kind of too quickly in one sitting, that triggers my nausea, so I kind of just have to keep it as balanced as possible. But I am having so much pressure in like my lower back, my tailbone, and like in the front, in my whole like pubic bone area, and in my hips. According to my last midwife appointment, she's not even really engaged. I think within the last like 24 hours she's dropped more because I've been bouncing on my ball a lot, but I've been feeling so much pressure. I think it's also positional wise, but if I'm sitting or even if I'm like walking, it stuns me, like the pain that I get in my hip or in my lower back, to where I kind of have to like stop what I'm doing, or if I'm sitting I have to like stretch it out really quick. It's actually quite painful, but at the same time it's kind of a cool feeling because I just didn't really experience that with Aubrey, and it makes me feel like we're getting closer and closer because like there's no room, so this baby has to come out eventually. But the pressure is just really intense, and I don't remember feeling any pressure until I was like literally in labor with Aubrey, so it's just a new sensation. Like right now the way that she's kicking me is like it like takes my breath away. My heartburn is is absolutely my #1 complaint right now. I am absolutely looking forward to having this baby and not experiencing this awful heartburn anymore. It is so bad. It triggers the nausea, of course, but at this point it is every single day. I'm not taking the Zantac every day. I'm trying to just like only take it if I'm like on the verge of tears and it's really, really painful. Last night I took a Zantac before I went to sleep because I could like start to feel it coming on really bad, but then it got even worse after that. I think about 2 or 3 hours later it woke me up around like 2:30 a.m. and I had to stack pillows up and sleep the rest of the night in an elevated position. It was so bad. I really thought I was gonna be sick last night. I am not somebody who has ever experienced heartburn outside of pregnancy, probably ever in my life. I remember having it a couple of times here and there when I was pregnant with Aubrey, but like I've said, several times in probably almost every pregnancy update. This time around, I've had it basically every day from the very, very beginning. It was one of my first symptoms, and obviously towards the end of your pregnancy, some symptoms are going to get worse. There's literally no room in my whole entire abdomen anymore, but the heartburn is even bad, like when I haven't really eaten anything. So right now, thank God I don't really have any. It doesn't really hit me until like later in the afternoon. I've been skipping lunch a lot. I don't really know why. I think I just like don't really think about it, but sometimes like not eating for a few hours will also make it bad. I don't know, like it brings it on. It's very strange. My Zantac is still like my #1 best friend. I think I'm on my 3rd box for this pregnancy. But even last night, it kind of felt like the Zantac was no match for how bad the heartburn has been getting. Another thing that I've been noticing within the past probably 2 or 3 weeks, maybe not even that long, is that I will have just throughout the day these fluctuations in my energy. Like I will have a burst of energy for maybe about 15 or 20 minutes, and I've been using that as an opportunity to like pick up around the house more often than I used to. And then I will get hit with some really strong fatigue, and I'm just at this point kind of listening to my body and going with the flow. If I feel like I really need to lay down and take a nap and I have the opportunity to, then I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Like on days that Dylan is off of work and I put Aubrey down for a nap, I'll go ahead and lay down and he'll get up with her when she wakes up if I need to sleep it off a little bit more. It really feels like my body is just telling me to rest up, obviously because labor is the biggest marathon you'll ever run in your life. So that's why I'm kind of just paying attention to how I'm feeling, and if I need to lay down, I do it. But those bursts of energy, like I said, I'm just taking that as a chance to pick up something or organize a room or put something away or do something that needs to be done for the baby's arrival. And the last physical symptom that I'm feeling, which I mentioned in my last video, was that really, really weird dry patch above my lip. For about 3 or 4 days, starting the day of my baby shower, which was this coming weekend, it would have been 2 weeks ago, it completely went away. And I thought maybe it was because like the entire day, of my baby shower, I didn't like continuously reapply chapstick like I have been, because it just feels like it's desperate for moisture. And so then I thought, well, maybe it's because I was so busy and I didn't really think about it, and I just kind of like let the fresh air get to it and kind of heal it on its own. So it went away for a few days. I don't think I got like a full week of relief from it, but then all of a sudden it was like really, really dry and super, super itchy and kind of unbearable and burning. So I'm back to experiencing these symptoms and having to reapply chapstick. So I think that it's nothing serious. Obviously, I think it just goes along with the dry skin that you can experience in pregnancy. And so I'm hoping that that's another thing that will quickly disappear after I have the baby. If not, I will go ahead and mention it at my next dermatologist appointment once she's born. So that's basically it for my physical, like bodily symptoms. But another thing that I've been experiencing is the nesting, the urge to nest. It really started before my baby shower, but because I didn't really have anything yet, there was nothing really I could do except for maybe like organizing random things here and there around the house that needed to be gone through, some stuff that needed to be taken to Goodwill or thrown away or whatever the case may be. I needed to do some rearranging around my bedroom, which is what I've mentioned. So I started to do that in preparation for everything that we were going to be receiving at the baby shower, and then I had like a set plan for, you know, the next few days after or weeks after, of how I was going to organize all of her clothes, because of course we will be room sharing for the first 6 or 7 months or even longer. It just depends on how our breastfeeding journey goes, and obviously if we move, because we're only in a 2-bedroom right now. I love the nesting stage. Just getting ready for a baby makes things feel so much more real and so much more exciting. I haven't really felt excited very much throughout this pregnancy because it's been so difficult, especially because it takes me away from how much I can do with Aubrey. I know that she's really craving attention right now. She's kind of in a regression phase where she's extremely short-tempered, to say the least. So I felt really bad, and that's another thing I really look forward to, is just getting this baby out of my body so I'm able to do more active things with Aubrey. But I have been doing a lot of nesting, a lot of organizing, not just baby stuff, but everything around the house, just to make it as functional as possible once she gets here. Like every single day, I'll wake up in the morning, and for the first hour or so, I will just be running around the house cleaning something. Also, because I do want it to be in a like manageable, clean state for when we do go into labor, and for whoever is going to be coming over to stay with Aubrey when it's time for us to go to the birth center. I want my house to be like in, you know, working order and not have things just spread out everywhere. So that's like not normal for me. This whole pregnancy, the house has kind of been a wreck, just because I've had like no energy, or we've been pretty busy. But because I'm reaching the end, I've been doing a lot of like staying home and just getting everything organized, and so it feels really good to wake up every day to a basically clean house and then go to bed with a clean house. But I'm just trying to be as prepared as possible for when that day comes, because it might come sooner rather than later. And then another thing I've been doing a lot is, and it's helped a lot with that like lower body pressure and discomfort, is bouncing on my ball. I am trying to get her to drop lower into my pelvis, not necessarily to try to self-induce. I learned my lesson the first time around when I was pregnant with Aubrey. Once I reached 37 weeks and I got the okay from my midwife, I tried to do everything possible to naturally induce labor at home, and my water did end up breaking, but like I've mentioned before, I ended up having to be induced anyway for failure to progress. I'm just like, as much as I want this baby out, and as much as I literally hate being pregnant and I'm ready for it to be over, I've learned that there's like really no way that you can induce labor at home, because it's all about when your baby is ready. There's literally a chemical that gets released from their brain when they are done cooking in the oven, and that's what sends your body into labor. So you can try and try and try, and it will certainly help things progress. Like bouncing on the ball will help the baby get lower into my pelvis. But if your baby is not ready, you're kind of just like, it's wasted effort. So I'm not really worried about inducing labor, but I do want her to get lower into my pelvis and to just be more engaged. So I've been bouncing so much on my yoga ball. I think I pretty much sat on it all day yesterday, just doing hip circles and bouncing on it, and I've been doing quite a bit of squats. My midwife said obviously those things will just help her go lower down. So I'm looking out for signs to see if the baby has dropped. So I did have a midwife appointment 2 days ago on Tuesday, my 36-week checkup. At this point, we are going every week now until the baby is born. So every Tuesday is my appointment with her. She does not do cervical checks until I am like past my due date, like 41 weeks if we're really pushing it, because obviously if I go too far overdue, I will need to be induced, which I really don't see that happening. But I was relieved to know that, because I don't want to get my cervix checked. I think it's kind of pointless. So I won't be getting my cervix checked as long as everything looks normal until I'm in labor, which is a huge relief for me, because the less exams I get, the better. I did have my last round of blood work, as well as tested for the strep B, which I have not received the results for. So if I get those and there's anything to report, I will obviously include it in the next video. So that's basically it. I wanted to get through the update as quickly as possible, because I do want to take you around the room and show you how I have everything organized as we prepare to share a room with a newborn round 2. Okay, so first things first, when you walk into the room, it's just our little shoe storage area. Clearly I need to vacuum again, but I'm trying to just do that once a week, since clearly it just keeps getting messed up. Over here I've got our diaper bag. I ordered it from Amazon, and I'm going to link all of that info in my next video when I show you what we've packed. This is our backup bag in case we have to be transferred to the hospital. It's just one of Dylan's backpacks, and it's got most of his stuff in it, but like I said, I'll explain that later. In my little end table area, I've got my little diffuser. I've been obsessed with the smell of eucalyptus for some reason lately, so that's the only thing that I have going in that right now. This is Aubrey's baby monitor, so I'll turn that down just for the time being. Some books I'm reading. The first little drawer has all newborn diapers and wipes. I wanted to move this stuff. It's just everything that comes in that like newborn care kit, but keeping these diapers in here right next to the bed in case I need to change her diaper overnight, and I'll just change it in the bed. I've got my phone charger in here, which won't stay. I've got a jar of coconut oil because that's what I use instead of nipple cream for breastfeeding. Inside this bag is one of those like Haka manual breast pumps, but it's obviously not that brand, just that silicone one to catch your letdown on the opposite side. I've got breast milk storage bags. This is just a sample size. And then I've got all burp cloths right here on this side. So basically everything for breastfeeding. And then down here is just swaddle blankets in case she gets sick overnight and I need to rewrap her. And then this is the bassinet that she'll be using. It is the Graco travel light crib. It's right down there on the bottom. I will link it below. I got this one from Walmart.com, but it's also occasionally available on Amazon and I think from Bye Bye Baby, but I'll have to verify. And then I got this baby lounger that is reversible. This side is kind of like a velvety material and this one is just like the soft, and it is adjustable with like the ribbon and the clip. And then it's got these handles on the side. It's basically a wannabe DockATot, but for a third of the price because I refuse to pay nearly $200 for a baby lounger. But this is what it looks like without the lounger in it, just the, you know, the plain little mattress that's safe for baby to sleep on. A lot of people just use pillowcases as like a crib sheet because I don't think they make one for this size mat. It's basically half the size of a regular size pack and play, and it only weighs a little over 19 pounds, so it's way easier to travel with. I'm actually going to flip it this way so the cover part of it faces the wall to block out the light when it's on or the sun when the windows are open, and I'm going to switch it with this so that it's right next to the bed and it's easier to grab her when she wakes up overnight. And then I've just got this cute little hula hoop wreath over her side of the room that I made for the baby shower. You okay? Can you move, Bubby? Get out of the way. Get up on the bed. Okay, so I picked up this Mainstays brand, obviously Walmart, just regular bookcase, and I converted it into sort of a baby closet. I got a cheap little tension rod, which I need to replace for a different one because this one at its maximum length and it can't handle the weight of all of the clothes. I like tried to use some command strips, but it's not working to hold it up, so I need to replace it. But basically all of the clothes in this entire storage area only go up to 3 months, so that's everything that's hanging that I didn't want to fold. I am going to get a different type of storage for this shelf, like maybe like one long basket. Maybe I can find one from Goodwill or something, but up here I only have all of her socks, and in this bin for now I've got everything from baby toys to headbands and ribbons, mittens, and hats. In this first little cube I've got all of her newborn onesies and pants. I didn't get too many because Lord knows you never know how long your baby's going to be in newborn clothes, and I don't need an outfit. I don't need a new outfit for every day of every week. And then this one is just newborn pajamas, and I think I also combined the 0 to 3 month pajamas as well. I want to get a few more pairs of footed pajamas for newborns because I think I only have 1 or 2. The rest of these are those newborn nightgowns. And this one is everything 0 to 3 month onesies, even packs that I haven't opened yet. A lot of it is some hand-me-downs and some stuff that I had from Aubrey. And then this is 0 to 3 month pants and shorts. On this tiny little shelf, I want to get another, like, some sort of thin basket or some sort of like organized containers just to keep things neater. And this stack is just bibs. This is just like those little lovey stuffed animals that are attached to little blankets. This is a couple of fitted sheets, which won't be staying here because they don't really belong here. And then in this entire basket is just baby blankets, and this is the changing pad that goes along with the diaper bag that I'm leaving out until we've unpacked after we have the baby. And then just on this side is everything that we use. That's the dog stuff, my vanity, his kennel, everything that Dylan needs in his end table. This is Big Brother. Round 2. You ready for another sister? And then this is the car seat we got for her. It's in here and not installed yet because I'm waiting to get my car detailed one last time. I will link this car seat down below. I think it's the Graco Snug Ride. Oh, it's right here. Snug Ride Snug Lock 30. And then I ordered this infant insert from Target. It's got a couple different sizes, so we'll just have to see how big she is. But I feel better when there's an infant insert because the one that it comes with is very flimsy. And just for peace of mind, I like that one better. And it does come with the base. So that's basically it. That's how we have everything organized. And we are super, super ready for baby to get here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Maybe, possibly, this might be my last update. If not, I'm going to come back for another one at 38 weeks. But keep an eye out because my next video will be everything that we have packed in our birth center / hospital bag. So I'll see you next time for that one. Bye, guys.